I'll never forget the smell inside that car. Hot dust, diesel, and something else I can't explain. Something that didn't belong to this world. It happened last December. I was traveling from Lagos to my village in Kogi State for Christmas. I've made that trip before, but this time, it was different. And if you are reading this now, please pray before you travel home this December. I'm serious. It started like any normal road trip. We were 4 friends. Me, Tunde, Sei, and our driver, Musa. We had hired a Sienna from Ojota Park. We left before dawn to beat traffic. You know how December rush can be. The sky was still grey when we entered the expressway. The road was quiet. Musa was playing old gospel songs on the radio, Panam Pesipo, soft and distant. Tunde was at the back seat, snoring. I was beside Musa, half asleep, scrolling through my phone. About an hour into the trip, Sei asked if we could stop to buy suya when we reached Ibadan. Everyone's aft. It was too early, but I Sei, always thinking about food. Everything felt fine, normal, until we passed Ore. You know that long stretch between Ore and Benin? That lonely forested area? That's where it started. We were maybe 2 hours past Ore when we saw him. A man standing by the roadside, waving slowly. He wasn't dressed like someone waiting for a bus. He was wearing old clothes, like what people in the village wear for farm work. Torn brown shirts, black trousers folded at the knees. His face looked tired. At first, Musa didn't slow down, but the man waved again, and this time he lifted something that looked like a small bag. "I beg, may we help am small now? If he just dey go next village," Tunde said from the back. Sei nodded. "It's Christmas. Maybe he needs help." I wanted to say no. I don't even know why. Something about the way that man was standing, too still. But before I could speak, Musa had already pulled over. The man walked up to the car, slowly. He didn't greet us first. He just looked inside, like he was counting us one by one. Then he smiled. "Good morning," he said, voice rough, like he hadn't spoken in days. Musa asked him where he was going. He said, "Benin side." We had space, so Musa told him to enter. He sat behind me, beside Tunde. He placed his bag, an old nylon sack, on his lap. Nobody talked for a while. The car felt colder. I even checked if the AC was on. It wasn't. About an hour into the trip, Sei tried to make conversation. "Oga, you dey travel go see family?" The man didn't answer. He just smiled again, small, and said, "I dey go where I suppose dey dey." Musa chuckled. "Now all of us dey go where we suppose dey dey, oh?" The man laughed. But it wasn't normal laughter. It sounded like 2 voices, like echo. Everyone went quiet. From that moment, no one spoke again. The radio stopped playing, my phone lost signal, even the sound of the engine felt dull. Then something weird happened. The road, that long Benin expressway I've known all my life, felt different. Too long. We had been driving for over 2 hours, but we still hadn't reached Benin. Tunde checked Google Maps on his phone. "Guy, this thing no dey move, oh. We suppose don't reach." I looked out the window. Same trees, same red sand, same signpost they had passed earlier. "Drive safely, Benin ahead." It felt like we were moving in circles. Sei said, "I beg Musa, slow down small, may we miss turn." Musa slowed down. The man behind us spoke for the first time since he entered. "Don't stop. If you stop, you won't leave." That voice, I swear, came from the back and from somewhere else at the same time. I turned to look at him. He wasn't there. His seat was empty. Tunde screamed. Sei shouted, "Jesus!" Musa nearly lost control of the steering. The bag the man had carried was still there, sitting neatly on the seat. Musa pulled the car to the side and stopped, breathing hard. "What's happening?" he shouted. We all got out of the car. The air was still. No wind, no sound. When Musa opened the back door, the bag fell and tore open. Inside were old clothes, muddy ones, and something that looked like dried leaves tied with red thread. I stepped back immediately. My skin was cold. Tunde whispered, "Guy, na charm be that." Nobody talked for a full minute. Then, Sei said what everyone was thinking. "We have to go. Now." We jumped back into the car and started driving again. For the next 30 minutes, nobody said a word. I kept looking out the window, half expecting that man to appear again. When we finally reached Benin City, we all breathed out at the same time. We dropped at the filling station to rest and buy drinks. While Musa checked the car, he suddenly froze. The back seat, the one the man had sat on, was wet. Not with water, with something dark, thick. Blood. I swear, I am not exaggerating. It wasn't fresh blood, but old and dark, like it had been there for days. Musa refused to drive again until we prayed. Right there at the filling station, in the open, we joined hands and prayed. After that prayer, I looked at the seat again. It was dry. That night, I couldn't sleep. We stayed in Benin City before continuing to Kogi the next day. Around midnight, I awoke to the sound of whispering. At first, I thought it was the TV, but the power was out. The whispering got louder. It was coming from the corner of the room. I turned on my phone's flashlight and I saw him. That same man, standing there, smiling. But his eyes were gone. Just black holes. He said, "You stopped when I told you not to." And then I screamed. The others woke up and ran to me. The man was gone. When we finally reached my village the next day, my grandmother saw me and just started shaking her head. She said, "You saw something on the road." I hadn't told her anything. "How did you know?" I asked. She said, "Because your shadow came home before you." She made us sit down. Then she told us a story, one that sounded like a folk tale but felt too real that day. She said that long ago, before that expressway was built, there was a small settlement there. A bus once crashed there on Christmas Eve. Everyone died. Since then, every December, a spirit walks that road looking for travelers to take with him, people who forget to pray before starting their journey. She said, he asks for a ride. If you carry him, he will test your spirit. If you are clean, he will pass you. If you are not, he will take you. I didn't know what that meant, but I remembered what was in his bag, those leaves, that charm, and the way his laughter echoed. Before we left my grandmother's house, she told us to kneel. She prayed for each of us, one by one. When she got to me, she said, "You have to go back to that car and thank God. If not, you won't see next December." We did as she said. When we returned to Lagos after Christmas, Musa called the pastor to bless the car. While the pastor was praying, the back seat started shaking, like someone was still sitting there. The pastor stopped, looked at us, and said softly, "He wanted a companion, but your prayers confused him." 2 weeks later, I called Sei. He said he still couldn't sleep at night. Tunde had developed fever. Musa stopped driving completely. We all knew something had followed us home that day. A few days after that, I received a message from an unknown number. It said, "You left me by the road." I blocked the number immediately, but the next morning, I saw the same message written on my car's dusty window. That was the last straw. I took my car to church, fasted for 3 days, and begged God for mercy. It's been almost a year now. December is coming again. Every time I see people packing their bags to travel home, I want to tell them this story. But most people will laugh. They'll say, nothing like that can happen. Maybe, maybe not. But ask yourself, how many people have disappeared on that road and nobody ever found them? How many accidents happen and people say it was brake failure, but the driver swears he saw someone standing in the middle of the road? I don't know what I saw that day. I just know I'll never travel again without praying first. Because sometimes, what's waiting by the road is not human.